I'm here today with Ellen Puccetti from Wrights Dairy Farm in North Smithfield. Ellen, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you for asking me.
Well, Wrights is really a Rhode Island institution. And I'm just wondering, how did you get started? How did the business get started?
So I'm the fourth generation here at Wrights Dairy Farm, and it started as a dairy farm. Back in the early 1900s, my great-grandfather bought this piece of land and brought his family here and settled and started a dairy farm, selling basically just to people in the neighborhood, as many farms did at that time. And then when pasteurization became the standard in the early 1930s, he was wise enough to invest in all the equipment that we needed to process milk here on the farm. So that really was a big turning point looking back, because he was wise enough, like I said, to invest that kind of money. And it's something that really is a key thing for us to have, to be able to process the milk here on site. That's something that's very important. My grandfather developed a huge home delivery route at that point in the 50s, and he was very personable and met a lot of people, and people loved him, and he built his home delivery route up and really built the Wright name and the brand in the area. Excuse me. And then my parents took over, and that wasn't the right fit for them. So they decided they were going to discontinue the home delivery route and start a store here on the farm. So that, again, was a big decision, big turning point for the business. But it was something that was important for the time. It needed to be done. So it's been very good for our family to make the changes needed for us and for the people in the community, and to evolve as a business.
And when did the bakery get started?
So right after my parents started the store here on the farm, they knew that they had to add something to get people to come here. It wasn't just enough to come for milk. And at the time, we were selling a lot of 2% milk, and the byproduct of 2% milk is heavy cream. So we decided, let's take that heavy cream, let's whip it and make it into a chocolate cream pie, into cream puffs, into a cake, and see if people like it. And they did. And it started from there. And 50 years later, we've developed and worked the bakery and grew the bakery. And myself and my brother-in-law, Paul, were the ones that went to Johnson & Wales, and that was our passion. So focusing on the bakery was very easy for us to do during those years.
And what are some of the traditions that you've kept on from the very early days of the business?
I had to think about that one a little bit when you asked me that one. And of course, we've milked cows here since the beginning, so I guess that's a tradition. We make our own feed for the cows, so we bale hay, we plant corn, and baling hay is one of my fondest memories as a kid, to be able to go out into the field on the wagon and bring the hay in. So that's really, something that is a tradition in our family. Processing milk here, those are all traditions that we have kept and done and continue to do. It's part of who we are.
And what makes your baked goods so unique, aside from the fact that you are bringing in your own cream from right behind your bakery?
Well, so it goes back to what we feed the cows and how we care for the cows. And we control everything to get milk that tastes nice and sweet, that has a great shelf life. And then we take that cream and then we put it into as many baked goods as possible. So I would say that controlling from beginning to end is really the most, important thing for us and what makes us unique. And of course, having the cows here, you come, you can visit the cows, buy a cream puff, buy your milk, pet a calf. That combination is not something that you can really get anywhere else.
Right, and people can visit your farm. When they do visit, what can they expect to see? What's part of the tour?
So we don't necessarily give a guided tour. We have an audio tour that you could call on your cell phone and give a little tour as you're walking around the farm. We always milk the cows every day between 2:30 and 4:30. So you could always view the cows being milked and pet a calf and just have a very, basic experience of what we're doing on the farm. We don't allow people walking, into where the barns are and where they're taking care of the animals. You can see all of that from the parking area. So you can see that we are a real working dairy farm, and that is something that you get that feel for when you're here. But the audio tour gives a lot of information that, points out all of the buildings and what's going on.
Great. Which is a lot of fun for the kids.
Yeah, it's a great little stop for if you're a grandparent and you're babysitting the kids for the afternoon and you need to kill a couple of hours, it's the perfect thing to do.
And then the treat at the end is getting to buy one of your baked goods.
Exactly, exactly.
And what are you best known for? What are some of your best-selling products?
So I think I talked about that a little bit already. I mean, we're best known. We started with cream pies and cream puffs, that kind of thing. And that's still what we're known for. Real whipped cream pies, real whipped cream cakes. Eclairs are something that we can make from milk, the custard, that kind of thing. So all of those products are what we're known for.
And you also offer personalized service as well. What kind of service do you provide to your guests, your customers?
So, we offer. I had a little trouble with this question as well. We offer. I'm sorry.
We can skip it if that's not. I think I pulled that off your website. So.
Yeah, I had to think about that a little bit. We offer wedding cakes, which to me is probably the most personalized thing. We offer birthday cakes, but with a wedding cake, you can set up an appointment, you can come in for a consultation, a cake tasting, and then we're delivering the cake and setting it up. So to me, that's like the most personalized service that we offer. But coming into the store, we try to focus on customer service. Each person is treated special, and we wait on them, and they get to choose whatever pastries they want from our pastry cases.
And what do you hope your customers get out of an afternoon spent at Wright's Dairy?
Well, we like to think that we're a destination, so they're coming to visit a farm, so they get to see what a real working dairy farm looks like and what we've had to do and evolve over time to sustain that farming lifestyle that we like, that we want to keep going as a tradition in our family.
Great. Is there anything else you'd like to say about Wright's Dairy Farm that we haven't talked about?
I may have to redo that one question because someone was walking into my office and I was kind of like shooing them away. So I don't know if that needs to be redone.
Okay. Do you want to just go through the personalized service one again? Because I kind of messed up after I asked the question.
No. And I guess my question is, what, other than the wedding cakes, I'm trying to think what other kind of personalized services that we offer.
Maybe just, I'll ask what kinds of services, what other services or what other, because the wedding cakes I think is important to mention.
Yeah, it is. And I liked being able to do that. And it is a personalized service. Maybe frame it more like, what else do you offer that you may not expect from a dairy farm store, which is, it's kind of a specialty thing that we do. You wouldn't expect, us to do something like that.
Sure. All right. Let's do
and
that
one of the things I wanted to touch upon is, I kind of just wrote a couple notes here for myself. When you talked about what are the traditions have you continued? I don't know if it fits in there. One thing haven't changed. Did we talk about, controlling the product from beginning to end, cow to customer type thing?
I think you did mention that early on.
Okay, tours. Okay, I think we pretty much touched upon everything.
All right, let's just do the services one again, if you don't mind, so we get a good one.
No, not at all.
Okay. So what other kinds of services do you offer that people might not expect to find at a dairy farm?
So as we grew our bakery, we started offering birthday cakes, and then soon after, wedding cakes. People were asking for them, and it was something that it was one of my passions. So I kind of took the reins on that one and started offering wedding cakes. And it has grown quite a bit over the years. We can do upwards of over 200 wedding cakes a year. And it starts with a very personalized sit down consultation, cake tasting, and then we offer delivery and set up to the venue where they're having the wedding. So that's not something that you generally would see at like a farm store type situation.
Absolutely. Terrific. Well, thank you so much, Ellen, for your time. It was wonderful chatting with you, and we look forward to our future visits to Wright's Dairy Farm. Thanks so
Thank
much.
you for asking us.